Hi, in this video I will show you how to randomize properties for your items like strength, dexterity, intelligence. Let's get started by resaving the scene as a new scene. Then go to the inventory system editor. In the items tab we click on the plus button, but this time we create an equipment item. We give it a name, icon. We pick up a model for this item and then click on the setup button and save it as prefab to our prefabs folder. The default setup is ready and we can set up the properties that we want to use for this item. Click on the plus button, give it a name, and this property is of type int and the default value is maybe 5. Then we select the color that should be displayed in tooltip. And to make this property visible in the tooltip, we have to check this small tick box here. Let's set up also the buy price and sell price. And everything else can be as default. Now let's go back to our scene and drag and drop our prefab to the scene. Position it. And maybe you remember that we have to define the pickup behavior in the trigger component. But we have created already an action template for this, so we can just drag and drop our pickup behavior to the action template field. And I also want to display a tooltip when the player is close to this trigger, so I will use display trigger tooltip. Title is sword and the instruction is pickup. Let's apply everything to our prefab and then we hit play. When we pick this item up, it has a property strength with a value of 5. And every time we re-enter our game, the sword will have its property to set to 5. Okay, we are ready to randomize this value. So we select the sword and navigate to the item collection component. Then we can select this item in this item collection and we can define a list of modifiers. So basically how the properties should be modified. You can modify any of these properties here with a custom modifier, but I also include some very basic modifiers. You can access them by right clicking on a folder, create, Debian Games, inventory system, modifiers. Here you can pick up property, rarity, skill and stack. So for now let's use just the rarity modifier. Let's select our item and select the item in the item collection and click on the plus button to add a new modifier and drag the simple rarity modifier to this list here. And then we override the prefab again. Here in the simple rarity modifier we have to define possible rarities. Right now we don't have any in our tutorial database, so let's go to our inventory system editor, rarity, and create some rarities. The first one will be junk. Let's set the color for this. This color will be displayed in the tooltip, so the name will be displayed in this color. The chance to get this rarity is 100, that's okay. The property multiplier we can set to 0.7 maybe. This means that the property will be multiplied by 0.7. So 5 multiplied by 0.7 is something lower. Then let's go back to our rarities tab. Click on plus again to add a new rarity. Let's add common, color white, chance to get this 90%, property multiplier 1, price multiplier 1. Maybe let's change also here the price multiplier to 1.7 on the junk. So we have this will be when the item gets junk, the sell price will be lower. So the sell price will be multiplied by 0.7. When we get the common rarity, the price will be the same as we define here. So 17. And then let's add one more and call this rare. Let's use this rare as a name prefix. So the name will not longer be just sword, but rare sword. Let's pick up the color for the tooltip, something bluish like this. The chance to get this rarity maybe, let's say 18%. 19, 100, 18, 19, 18. Yeah, that's okay. And property multiplier 1.3 and price multiplier maybe also 1.3. That's enough for testing. So let's go to our simple rarity modifier, select it, and then select the 3 possible rarities here from our tutorial database. Now we have everything ready to test. Let's hit play. We pick up the item and we got a junk sword with strength of 4. We got a common. Strength is 5 because the multiplier is 1. And I hope to get the rare, maybe. Yeah, we got the rare with a strength of 6. Now let's create another property modifier. So we go to create Debian Games, inventory system modifiers, and this time we'll create a property modifier. We can add a percentage or a flat. Let's use the flat for now, and I want to have the modifier of -2 in the range of -2 and maybe 5. So now this modifier adds a random value between -2 and 5 to our property. So now we have to reselect the sword, select the sword in the items collection, click on the plus button, and drag and drop the simple property modifier to our list. Apply it to the prefab. Let's hit play to test. We got a junk sword with a property of 5. Try one more time. F to pick, I to show the inventory. We got a rare sword with a strength of 8. Junk of 5. common of 8, and this will be always random. So the simple property modifier just randomizes the properties completely in the range of -2 to 5. Chunk of 7, as you can see. Okay, that's fine. And in the next step, I want to show you that you can also add modifiers when you craft this item. So let's go to the crafting receipts tab. Okay, this shouldn't be there. And click on the plus button to create a new crafting receipt. I'm going to call this sword. We select the skill, crafting. We don't have any ingredients, so this can be empty. And here we have a list, the same list that we can set when this item is crafted. So whenever this item is crafted, these modifiers will be applied to the item. So let's add 2 and drag and drop our modifiers to this list here. Now we have to add the sword to the crafting group, because if we don't add it, it will be not appearing in our crafting window. So we click on this plus button and add the sword to the crafting list. Let's hit play. We go to our crafting station. We got a sword here, and now we can craft. Let's craft some more items. Oops. I think I forgot something. Yeah, I forgot to add the crafting receipt to the sword. So we have to, if you can't craft the item, go to the items tab, select the sword, and add the crafting receipt to our sword, because without that we can't craft this sword. So let's hit play and try this again. Select the sword, a few more, and now we can craft it.